जय श्री कृष्ण, राधे राधे. Bhagavad Gita in English, chapter 2, text 41. Those who are on this path are resolved in purpose and their aim is one. O beloved child of Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute in is many branches. Faith means purport a strong faith that by the Krishna consciousness one will be elevated to the highest perfections of life is called the Vyavasaya Mita intelligence, the Chaitanya Charitramarta status. Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, he need not act in relationship to the material world with the obligations to family, traditions, humanity, or nationality. Fruitive activities and the engagement of the one's reaction from the past good bad deeds. When one is awake in the Krishna consciousness, he need no longer endeavor for God. Result in the his activities when one is situated in the Krishna consciousness. All activities are on the absolute plan, for they are no longer subject to dualities like good and bad. The highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of the material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. The result purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is a best of knowledge. Vasudeva Shravama Itisa Mahatma Sudurvalam. A person in Krishna consciousness is the rare good soul who knows perfectly that Vasudeva of Krishna is the root of all manifested causes, as by watering the root of tree one automatically distributes water to leaves and branches. So by acting the Krishna consciousness, one can render the highest service to everyone, namely self, family, society, country, humanity, etc. If Krishna is satisfied by one's actions, then everyone is be satisfied. Service is Krishna consciousness is, however, best practice. Under the able guidance of a spiritual master who is the bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of the student of who can guide the act in Krishna consciousness. As such as well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has the act firmly and avoid the representative of Krishna. And one should accept the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura instructs us his famous prayers for the spiritual master as follows. By satisfaction of the spiritual master, the supreme personality of the Godhead becomes satisfied, and by satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance of being promoted to the plan of Krishna consciousness. I should therefore meditate and pray for his mercy 3 times a day and offer my respectful obeisance unto him, my spiritual master. The whole process, however, depends on perfect knowledge of the soul beyond the conception of the body, not the theoretically but practically. When there is no longer a chance of sense gratification manifested, the fruitive activities, one who is not firmly fixed in the mind is diverted by the various types of fruitive acts. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words, to the Vedas, which recommended various fruitive activities for elevation, heavenly planets, resultant bird birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification of opulent life, they say that they are nothing more than this. People in general are not very intelligent, and due to their ignorance, they are most attached to the fruitive activities recommended in the Karma Kanda portion of the Vedas. They do not want anything more than sense gratificatory proposals for enjoying life is heaven. Life in heaven where wine and women are available and material opulence is very common. In the Vedas, many sacrifices are the recommendation for elevation to the heavenly planets, especially the Jyotishama sacrifice. In fact, it is stated that anyone desiring elevation to heavenly planets must perform these sacrifices, and man with a poor funda knowledge think that is the whole purpose of the Vedic wisdom. It is very difficult for such experienced persons to be situated in the determined action of Krishna consciousness, as fools are attached to the flowers of poisonous tree without knowing the result of such attraction Enlightenment men are similarly attracted by such heavenly opulences and this sense enjoyment ahead thereof. In the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas, it is the seed apama somam amrita avima and akasyam ha vai chaturmasya yajinava shukranta bhavati. In words, those who perform the 4 month penances become eligible to drink the soma rasa beverages to become immortal and happy forever. Even on this earth, some are very eager to have a soma ras become strong and fit to enjoy sense gratification. Such a persons have no faith in liberation from material bondage, and they are very much attached to the pompous ceremonies of Vedic sacrifice. They are generally sensual and they do not want anything other than the heavenly pleasures of my life. And understood that there are garden called Nandan Kanan, in which there good opportunity for the associate with angelic, beautiful women and having the profuse supply somaras wine. Such a bodily happiness is certainly sensual. Therefore, there are those who are the purely attached to the such material temporary happiness as lords of the material world. In the minds of those who are the too attached sense of enjoyment and material opulences, who are the bewildered by such a things, the result determination, devotional service, Supreme Lord does not take a place. Some purport Samadhi means fixed mind. The Vedic dictionary, the Nirukutty says, a Samyog Adhyat Atma Tattva Yatatamya, even the mind of fixed. For understanding the self, it is the said to be Samadhi. Samadhi is the never possible for person interested in material, its sense enjoyment and bewildered by such a temporary things. They are more or less condemned by the process of the material energy. The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the 3 modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these 3 modes, be free from all dualities, from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. Purport all material activities involve actions and reactions in the 3 modes of material nature. They are the means of fruitative results which cause bondage in the material world. The Vedas deal mostly with fruitative activities to gradually elevate general public from the field of sense gratification to a position on the transcendental plan. Arjuna, as a student and friend, Lord Krishna advised to raise himself to the transcendental position of Vedanta philosophy, where in the beginning there Brahma Jignasha of question on the supreme transcends all living entities who are the material world are the struggling very hard existence. For them, the Lord after creation of the material world gave the Vedic wisdom, advising how to live and the get rid material entanglement when the activities for sense gratification, namely the karma kanda chapter, are finished, then the chance of spiritual realization is offered in the form of Upanishad, which are the part of different Vedas are Bhagavad Gita, parts of the 5th Veda, namely the Mahabharata. The Upanishad mark the beginning of transcendental life. As long as the material body exists, there are the actions and the reactions. The material modes on the has been learned tolerance in the face of dualities such as the happiness and distress or cold and warmth, and might by tolerating such a dualities become free from anxieties regarding gain and loss. This transcendental position is achieved in the full Krishna consciousness when one is fully dependent on the goodwill of Krishna. All purpose served by the small well can at once served by a great reservoir water. Similarly, all the purpose of the Vedas can be reserved to the one who knows the purpose behind them. Purport the new rituals and sacrifices mentioned in the Karma Kanda division of the Vedic literature are meant by encourage gradual development of self-realization, and the purpose of self-realization is the clearly started in the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of studying the Vedas is to know the Lord Krishna, the primeval cause of everything. So self-realization means understanding Krishna as and one's eternal relationship with him. The relationship of the living entities with the Krishna is also mentioned in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The living entities are parcels of Krishna. Therefore, revival of Krishna consciousness by the individual living entity is the highest perfectional stage of Vedic knowledge. This is the confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam as follows. Oh my God, oh my Lord, a person who is the chanting your holy name, although born a low family like that, the Kandala is situated on the highest platform, the self-realization. Such a person must have performed all kinds of penances as the sacrifice according to Vedic rituals as the studied Vedic literatures many times after taking his bath in all holy places of pilgrimages, such as a person considered to be the best of Aryan family. So one must be intelligent enough to understand the purpose of the Vedas without being attached to the ritual. Only the must not desire to be elevated to the heavenly kingdoms. For the better quality of sense gratification is not possible for the common man in the age of follow all the rules and regulations of the Vedic rituals. Nor is possible study all the Vedanta and Upanishad thoroughly. It requires much time, energy, knowledge, and resources to execute the purposes of the Vedas. This hardly possible in this age. The best purpose of Vedic culture served, however, by chanting the holy name of the Lord is recommended by Lord Chaitanya, the deliverer of the all fallen souls. When Lord Chaitanya was asked by the great Vedic scholar Prakashananda Saraswati why he, the Lord, was the chanting the holy name of the Lord like a sentimentalist instead of the studying Vedanta philosophy. The Lord of replied that the spiritual master had found him to be a grateful and thus asked him to chant by holy name of Lord Krishna. He did so and become ecstatic like a madman. In this age of Kali, most of the populations of the foolish and not adequately educated would understand Vedanta philosophy. The best purpose of Vedanta philosophy is served by inoffensively chanting the holy name of the Lord. Vedanta is the last word of Vedic wisdom, and the author of the knower. The Vedanta philosophy is the Lord Krishna, and the highest Vedantist, the great soul who take pleasure in the chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is the ultimate purpose of the old Vedic majesty. Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Continue next day. Jai Shri Krishna.